Yeah, I was saying thank you. It was only because I could only go to one, but for some reason afterwards I cried. It was a connection and a connection with my past. But it was very very emotional and it was just brilliant. I just thought the way it was all run was brilliant.
Right. So my name is Tony McBride and I directed the Cardboard Citizens Residency, Forum Theatre Residency at the Seaview project in St Leonards. The Seaview project is a health and wellbeing centre for people who live on the margins of society, and they're able to access the Seaview project as a day centre, so the sort of meals and activities and support services are offered during the day. Cardboard Citizens was able to offer a residency to Seaview, who were ready and willing to host it and were really helpful in providing some staff support for the residency and putting the word out and gathering a group together who did the project. Overall, we reached probably about 15 people through both the taster workshops and then the early period of the residency. We spent time in the rehearsal room just doing the basic sort of theatre exercises, which are designed to develop a team, to lay the foundations, the basic skills of acting and storytelling, playing games and doing exercises which help us to put in place some of the key qualities that we'd need to be working with in the rehearsal room in order to make a piece of theatre.
So it's starting to see the process coming together and the beginning of the ideas. It's getting kind of terrifying.
We took time to identify what our shared goal was as a group, and we agreed that it was to create a piece of forum theatre which told a story about an issue or a theme that was particularly relevant to the group. The theme that they chose was about dealing with the difficulties, the challenges of dealing with the system, the benefit system and the housing system, especially for a young person who's coming out of care. So the story that we ended up telling was about a young woman who was coming up to the age of 25, at which point she was going to have to make her own way in housing. She was no longer going to be supported as a young person within the housing system, and the story pretty much started with her being called into a case meeting and being presented with her options, which were few.
Obviously there's going to be a lot of people who actually relate to this, isn't there? And we've just got to make sure that we've got every single point. Can I just have it blatantly told to me so I can go?
Right,
because you're clearly not telling me, you're just giving me paperwork, you're not giving me any idea of where the hell I'm going to be. You say I've got to be out 3 weeks, you say you cannot help me until then, so what the hell am I supposed to do?
We're pretty much confronting her with the reality that there was nothing that the system could do for her until she was made street homeless, so essentially told to leave the accommodation that she was in at the time. And from then on we follow her experience of trying to make progress in that restricted system and deciding to sort of make a go of it on her own, really, trying her hand in the private rented sector. And then we look at the challenges that she's confronted with in the private sector and the sorts of people that were passing her by and were sort of living around her in that sort of context.
Expect some messages on your phone, meet the people, I'll see you at the end of the day, we'll sort the money out. Cool?
Okay, that's cool.
Later on.
So the story, of course, was based on lived experience, having taken time to develop, trust and confidentiality and a sense of cooperation and confidence with each other in the group. We reached a point where we were able to share experiences and stories that people had lived through about and around that particular theme. And all of those we brought to the development of the story as a whole. So a really strong sense of sort of mutual support and respect for each other, which I was really, really impressed with. Seeing the story that we presented with all of the challenges that our main character faced and the unhappy ending, if you like, for our character as a result of those challenges. And then, of course, the game that we played with our audiences, thinking about what ideas that they might have to actually make progress, to change the outcome for our characters. If they were in our characters' shoes, might they have handled these situations differently to get a more satisfying outcome? I think there's a sort of tangible sense of, yes, this is theatre and this is fun and entertaining, but also there's some really real issues being explored in the piece. Alongside all of this, the participants were qualifying for a Pearl certificate, which assesses the quality of their participation through the process as a whole, and each of the participants were successful in achieving their certificates. And hopefully that certificate will be useful for them going forward. If ever they're going for job interviews, then that gives them something tangible to talk about in relation to the project and all of the skills and qualities that they were using on the project that might just be relevant in that particular work situation.
Because I used to never even challenge myself to get out of bed. So to do that for 2 weeks is a major thing. To keep something up like that means that I can possibly have some sort of future, whether it be just a volunteer job or something. Something to get me out and about and trying to help other people. Because I now know that other people are just as troubled as me and I can get on with them. It's just knowing the right people.
What needs to be opened up in society, in the government, in the housing, in the assignment, just pushing all the cutbacks from the disabled point of view, realising they should try and get more things for the disabled and not just stick them in one place because of the cutbacks.
I don't know, getting something finished, getting an actual story finished. I mean, that was something I very rarely do at all. I mean, we're all here for a reason, and we all have our issues, and it's... but yeah, just watching them come along and grow, and I just hope they come out better people. I just hope I can do it.
I'm actually proud of myself, really, for actually doing it. But I thought I wouldn't be, but I am.
It's something different that they brought to here, and I think it did actually get a hell of a team together to open up about their issues, and it was kept and confined in one small domain. It didn't go outside the room. But we had to show that capability when we were actually starring in the roles. So.
And what are you going to do with your certificate?
Well, my careers advisor, I've told her I'm doing a few things. I volunteer already. And that's another thing to go with me CV. That's the main thing.